If something should come between us, I promise I will stay. Even when we're treading water and the colors seem to fade. You know the truth of it is, I was scared to move forward. But now that I've made my way in, I will not turn around. Everything I am, through the bitter and the sweet.
Craig and I met when we both worked for Logan's Roadhouse, and I was a lowly kitchen manager interviewing for a job as a regional training coordinator. And I didn't think I was going to get it, so I didn't know the next time I would be at the home office, and I asked if I would be allowed to look at the test kitchens, because that was a passion of mine, and I really didn't know another opportunity that I would get to see them. So we walk in, and I'm escorted by the director of training at the time, and he opens the door for me, and we go into the lobby, and it's a 2-story lobby, and it just so happens that there are 2 offices on the second floor. And I remember looking up and someone walking out of their office with this amazing beard and completely bald head, leaning over the railing and shouting down, "Hi John, who do you have there?" And I think even at that point I knew that's it, that's the person for me. And over the next couple months we got to work together, got to know each other, and created a wonderful friendship that just blossomed into something more.
I watched the director of training walk into my building with a beautiful young lady. I could see her from my office, so I stood up and walked out in front of the office, looked down the stairs, and asked who she was. Heard her name was Kaylee and she was interviewing for a job. I said it was probably a good idea to give her that job.
So for our first date, I was in Nashville. I'm a huge Tampa Bay Lightning fan, of course, and it just so happened that it was preseason for the NHL, and the Lightning were in town to play the Nashville Predators. And I got 2 of the other girls that I was working with to go with me, but I still had a 4th ticket. So I asked Craig if he would like to come with, and he said, yes, don't buy any tickets. Well, of course I already had, and so he let the other 2 girls take the tickets that I bought, and he walked straight up to the box office when we got there, got club seats from Will Call, so someone that he knew already had the tickets and was more than happy to give them to him. So we were able to sit in the club seats and enjoy the game together. And unfortunately, he saw the worst part of me that night, as the Lightning did not win. However, he was pretty sure he was going to have to get into a fight with some Nashville Predators fans because I was yelling so loudly at the other team in defense of my guys. But it was a pretty interesting first date.
We did a couple group things like a hockey game here or dinner there with the team at work. That's our first real date alone. We went to a small Italian place in Nashville and had dinner. That was the first time we were ever really alone together in a date setting. It was a lot of fun.
My first impression of Craig was a bit of amazement. I just kind of stood back in awe, and it was a feeling like I'd never felt before. You see people and you meet new people all the time, especially working in the restaurant industry, but this was just something different. There was an immediate connection. It was immediate knowledge that this person was different, and this person had something that completed who I was. And I knew from the very first time we saw each other. It sounds crazy, but it was love at first sight, and there's nothing like it.
What was my first impression of Kaylee? Thought she was beautiful, smart, cheerful. She was that kind of person that just lit up the room as soon as she walked in.
So Craig actually proposed twice to me. The first time, we were sitting on the couch and this commercial comes on for, I think it was a financial investments, and it chronicles a couple from their wedding up until their grandparents, and they move across country, and it shows the man very sad, and then you can see the wife gets this idea, and all of a sudden there's a truck carrying a tree on a highway, and it's delivered to their house and planted, and she brings him outside, and she has her hands over his eyes, and she lets him see, and it's the tree that when they were 16 they carved their names and a little heart into, and she had it transplanted across the country to surprise him. And he went into his little hiding place and he brought out the ring, and I thought he was joking when he said, are you ready to wear this? Are you ready for this? And Craig said, a ham if there ever was one. So I thought he was joking with me, and I said, please don't tempt me, like please don't do that, like that's not funny. And he said, all right, we'll try again. Little did I know he was serious. And 2 days later we were boarding a flight down to Florida to spend some time with my family, and he after we got all settled, I thought he was just pushing his bag underneath the seat in front of him. But after he ducks down, he comes back up and he's holding the ring box, and he said, this is real. Like, are you ready for this? Are you ready to be my wife? Are you ready to wear this now? I said, yes, absolutely. No hesitation. And that was it. We were lucky enough to be able to spend the weekend with my family and break the news to them in person.
I'm not a very grand guy, so we were sitting on the couch one random night, and I got up and went and got a ring, and Mom asked if she was ready to wear it. She thought I was joking, so she said, don't play with her, because I'm a jokester. So I took it back and put it away, and 2 days later, we were getting on a plane to go visit her parents, and I pulled it out of my backpack and said, hey, are you actually ready to wear this now? And she accepted that time.
So I remember sitting in a conference room in a meeting that Craig was also in, and someone proposed an idea that we knew wouldn't work. However, the executive vice president was extremely gung-ho and already made the decision that idea was what was going to happen. And we made eye contact, and we just knew exactly what the other one was thinking. We knew this isn't going to work. This is what we should do. And again, it was just that connection that I've never had with anyone else. And apart from the very first time we saw each other, it was just this feeling like this is my other half. Like this is my person. And that's when I knew that I was in trouble. I was in trouble, and he and I were completely meant to be.
When did I know we were in love? Grumpy. I think I knew we were in love the first time I saw her.
Craig has too many to name one favorite attribute, but the one that he likes to try and hide the most is his heart. And he has this huge aura of being a big, tough biker guy, and he's in actuality the softest, kindest person, the most thoughtful person that you'll ever meet. And he would do absolutely anything for you without a second glance back, without a thought for himself. And that's truly what makes him incredible.
What are my favorite attributes about Kaylee? I love her smile. I love her charm. I love her brains. I love that big old butt.
Take me where your river flows. I wanna drive on your open road like the wilderness where we are born, singing whoa. There's an ocean in your eyes, a million stars that paint the sky. So we'll drift down with the tide, singing whoa. Fly away somewhere past the Milky Way. Maybe we'll return someday. Don't wake me up, don't wake me up. Waiting for the sun to rise, rainy days and careless nights. Say you will, don't say goodbye, say it's over.